So would Jesus show up to somebody in their room and give them a new translation for the Bible just to them? Would he do that? Apparently, he did. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Tattooed Reactions video. Now, this video is a little bit different because I'm someone, and if you've been following me for any length of time, you'll know my story. I'm a Christian, grew up Pentecostal, so I adhere to a lot of Pentecostal charismatic doctrine and theology. Not 100%, but I definitely lean more that direction. I believe the gifts of the Spirit are still alive and active, prophecy, healing, tongues, all of that stuff. So I'm open to that 100%. But there are still things that I come across and that should even give charismatics, Pentecostals real pause for concern. Now, a number of years ago, there was this Bible translation that came onto the scene, and it's just sparked a lot of controversy, and that's surrounding the Passion Translation. There's a ton of videos on the Passion Translation critiquing it, showing that it's actually a very inaccurate translation of the Bible. So that's not what this video is going to be about. But I want to react to a video of the dude who is responsible for the translation, where he shares a bit of his testimony as to how this happened. And so I want to look at the experience surrounding him deciding to come out with this translation, talk about that, and see, like, is this something that's actually for today? Like would this actually happen? Or is this guy just full of it, made it up, and he's really a wolf in sheep's clothing? And so that's what I want to get into in this video. So let's watch this clip and then we'll chat.
2009, Brian Simmons gets a new assignment. What happened?
Jesus Christ came into my room. He breathed on me, and he commissioned me.
When he breathed on you, I have to ask you this. What did it feel like?
It felt like a kiss from heaven. It felt like heaven's wind, the ruach, the breath, the wind of God that came upon me. And he spoke to me and said, I'm commissioning you to translate the Bible into the translation project that I'm giving you to do. And he promised that he would help me. And he promised me he would give me secrets of the Hebrew language.
Do you believe when he blew on you, there was an impartation for revelation?
I do. I believe the spirit of revelation was given. And I have to say, when he breathed on me, in no way would I want to compare that to the writers of the New Testament, the original writers, Moses and the Torah and Ezekiel. He breathed on me so that I would do the project, and I felt downloads coming instantly. I received downloads. It was like I got a chip put inside of me. I got a connection inside of me to hear him better, to understand the scriptures better, and hopefully to translate.
Are you finding that when people read the translation you're working on, that it almost does a mind bypass and goes directly into the heart?
I think that's a brilliant way to say it. The poetic language of Hebrew and Aramaic release something inside of us. It's divine. It is full of revelation. There's flavor. It's like thinking with your heart. It's like heart level to heart level, spirit to spirit, deep calling out to deep.
Passion is the operative word. this translation will give you that passion back.
Okay, so here's what I want to react to. Just the overall encounter here that this dude claimed to have with Jesus. Would this happen today? Could this happen today? I mean, when you look at what's happening in the Middle East, in the Muslim world, there are so many accounts of people having visitations or visions of Jesus and that, seeing him and then becoming a believer. I mean, like, there's literally hundreds and thousands of these cases that are being documented. So the idea of Jesus appearing to someone, I have no problem with. I think that, Jesus can do whatever he wants. Humans can't sit there and try to put God in a box. And again, there are a lot of these accounts where Jesus is appearing to people. But there's something different about this one. Something that's just, would Jesus appear to somebody and then give them a new translation for the Bible and reveal these hidden secrets and codes just to one person? Would that happen? See, because this is not just a visitation of Jesus here. This is on a completely different level. This is taking his word, his inerrant, infallible word, the Bible, and getting a new revelation on something that's already been given. And this is just happening to one man. And so you can see right here, there is a lot. The red flag should be just flying across the sky here. Because in essence, what this guy can claim is that, well, Jesus gave me hidden and secret revelation as to how to interpret the Bible, give it new meaning. And when you actually dive into his translation and you compare it to the original language, the original Hebrew, Greek, Aramaic, he takes verses and completely changes the meaning. He puts words and ideas and thoughts into the text that weren't originally there. So it's like you have this one guy coming on the scene claiming divine revelation for God's sacred scriptures, giving it new meaning. Do you kind of see the spiritual manipulation and control that this can have? So when the Bible talks about false prophets, false teachers who are going to come on the scene in the end times, in the, end of days scenario. We're in these days. We've been in the end times for the last 2,000 years. And when you see what's happening in our world, it's coming fast. You have this guy come on the scene claiming divine revelation. Jesus appears, giving him a new Bible translation with secret meanings and codes and downloads. It's like, something's off with this, especially when in so many places it contradicts, it changes the original languages. It's like, I'm all for encounters with God. I'm all for God speaking to us encountering his presence, even visions of Jesus. Sure. And there are a lot of people who may be watching this right now who even don't believe in that. There's the whole Reformed theological world, and Pentecostalism, they butt heads all the time. And so even visions of Jesus may be hard for you to even hear, but claiming a vision of Jesus where he comes to give new scripture, someone that's fully open to God speaking, I'm like, no, that can't happen. That won't happen. I don't believe that's the Lord. So which leaves two options. Either dude's making this up, or he did have an encounter with some kind of divine entity who did give him this information, sure, but it wasn't Jesus. And so to me, those are the only two options here. And it's like, this is where deception can really come in. And it's mind blowing where you see large churches and pastors and leaders who I even look up to, embracing this translation. And it's like where's the discernment? It's not even like you can read this as a commentary, because it changes the meaning of the original language. There's an agenda here. And it's like, this is where deception really comes into play. This is where, when we see Jesus, we see Paul, we see the writers of the New Testament warning us of false prophets and false teachers who are going to come on the scene. This is how deception creeps in, because you have this guy claiming Jesus appeared to me to rewrite the Bible. So it's like, and not every single thing that he got was wrong. That's where like deception becomes deception, when it's laced with truth. There is truth. He did translate things correctly. The whole thing is not a mistranslation. But when you take something and you even apply just a little bit of twisting, a little bit of perverting, a little bit of changing, when you input another agenda that's not of God, that's how deception spreads. And then you have people reading it, ingesting it, meditating upon it, having their theology, their viewpoints changed by it. This is why it's dangerous. And so I think that I personally would not recommend reading it. If you do want to read it, don't make it your main study Bible. And if you go to a church that preaches from it, man, I would bring that up, because there's a lot of good information, especially that other creators have put out there, just going through the different verses and showing how it's been manipulated and changed. There's a YouTuber named Mike Winger who's done extensive work on this specific subject. Check his channel out. But I definitely would stay away from it. And anyone claiming that Jesus appears to them and gave them information and secret knowledge and wisdom on changing the Bible. It's not just a vision. Someone comes to you and says, Jesus appeared to me in a dream last night, or he came in my room and he encouraged me, whatever. Like, we can sit there and talk about visions of Jesus, but this is on a different level. This is like Jesus appeared and he's changing. He gave me a new translation for the Bible. That's different, man. And so something's off about this, and I would stay away. So that's what I wanted to say. Now let me know what you all think in the comment section below. Do you read this translation? What are your thoughts and opinions on it? Let me know what you think. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next Tattooed Reactions video. Much love, and God bless.